thank God for featherweight and super bantamweight fighters who actually know how to fight.
I thought it was stopped a little bit too early myself.
It was going one way.
I thought Inoue looked hurt a few times through the fight.
He caught him with his right hand as well, didn't it? Where it, in a way, sort of looked back and went,
Like say, we didn't give out Cardenas a chance.
You had second round.
We really didn't. Yeah, I can't see Inoue moving up. I think he gets knocked out when he moves up.
Welcome back to BoxCast. In this episode, we're going to look at the recent fights between Naoya Inoue and Ramon Cardenas for the undisputed super bantamweight titles, and Rafael Espinoza and Edward Vazquez for the I think it's a WBC featherweight title defense by Espinoza. I think Simon first we should say thank God for featherweight and super bantamweight fighters who actually know how to fight.
Yeah.
Turn up. They rescued this weekend's madness. And I'm going to give some stats that highlight that in a bit. But let's start with Inoue defending his undisputed titles. Bit of a shock in the second round. But eventual outcome was what we... I think what we expected. But I think first we got to give credit to Cardenas for actually coming to fight, actually having a game plan, doing a fight and throwing some punches, which, helps in a title fight, helps in any fight, to be honest. I think we got to give shout out to him for making it into a contest and by getting the knockdown in the second round and actually trying... making it into a good contest, a one worth watching, and one that was exciting all the way along.
That's what you're meant to do in a boxing ring, leave everything in there.
Yeah. I think Cardenas did.
Go out on your shield.
Mm-hmm.
And he was in the fight the whole way through.
Yep.
I thought it was stopped a bit early myself.
I think it was okay, because I probably would have said if he hadn't got the knockdown, I think it would have been stopped in the round before. But it was going one way. So I think, I think there's a little bit of, you could say it was, but I think he was just, I think in a way was well on top by then. Although he's still swinging Cardenas and
That's
dangerous with those swings. One of them connects.
I thought it was stopped a little bit too early myself. But, I'm not in the ring and not looking in the eyes and
well, I think the thing
like
is,
the
referee told him, his corner told him, like, show me something. I think if it had carried on anyway, I think his corner would have stopped it at the end of that round or somewhere in that round. I think the referee was probably looking at it and thinking, yeah, you've had enough now. But yeah, it's a game. I enjoyed this fight. I've got to say, I was bored snoozing for the last couple of days.
No,
Thank
like I
God
say, this is what you're meant to do when you get a chance to go and...
I think Cardenas did his best.
Fight for undisputed.
Yeah.
When you're a massive, massive underdog, and mate, I didn't give him a chance. I really, really didn't give him a chance.
He stood toe to toe in bits,
and that's what you're meant to do. So good on him.
And had a game plan. Had a plan with that sneaky left hook to get him. Obviously, what Lewis Neary did.
And he'll have gained more fans than Inoue did.
Well, he's one here.
So, you'll see him on another card, and you'll go. Yeah, if you didn't,
I want to watch him now.
Yeah, because his left hook is brutal as well.
Yeah.
He's got one hell of a left hook. He's got some serious power.
I mean, he was just unfortunate. He's against the monster. I
He
think
was unfortunate. He knocked Inoue down with
too early.
Yeah, with so many few seconds to go in that round.
Yeah,
because if that had been in middle of the round, Inoue's in trouble, I think.
Yeah.
Well,
I think Neary hurt him more than that, but I think he was more just a shock of getting hit rather than he didn't look as dazed. Against when Neary hit him, he looked a bit more, but Neary caught him proper flush. This was more a straight up punch. But yeah, he was a bit over eager coming out, and I think he's got done. But then I think you got to give credit to Inoue. He adjusted like straight away and never got caught with it again. The same punch. And I mean, Cardenas tried with it a lot.
See,
sneaky ones out of nowhere.
I thought Inoue looked hurt a few times through the fight.
he caught him with a couple of other punches in the bits. There was a body shot, wasn't it, in about the fourth or fifth, I think. And then there was he caught him with his right hand as well, didn't it? Where it, in a way, sort of looked back and went, that's a good punch. But he fought, isn't it? Let's get some stats because we look at the fight. Inoue by himself threw more punches than Skull and Canelo combined in 8 rounds, but basically like 7.5 rounds. Cardenas threw 290 punches, landed with 80, 15 to the body, which is respectable, nearly 27, 28% connection rate, which is pretty damn good. Power punches, he had 132 hit with 45 and 15 to the body, which is 34%. That's respectable boxing, and jabs, he didn't jab to the body, but he had 35 jabs in it. So Inoue's is 462 punches thrown, 176 landed, 33 to the body, 68 jabs, 5 to the body out of 242, and then 108 power punches, 28 to the body out of 220 for a 49%. I mean, he's really accurate, efficient. 49%, over 49% on body power punches, and 38% in general. I mean, he is a machine. But like Cardenas was in it. You were like, I was excited because I thought, anything can happen here. All right, Inoue's getting on top, but if he gets caught with one of those punches, this could change dramatically. I think basically up to about 5, there was their 6th round, Inoue threw for like 90 punches, didn't he? 48 landed, 53% of his punches landed. I mean, even Cardenas in that one threw 51 punches and landed 14, which is respectable. But I think then he declined, isn't it? Because it's sort of, I think that's when it was starting to get to him. But up until then, and that left hook was a shock punch. It was a bit lucky because I think I had Inoue winning every round, except obviously that one. He was winning that round until the thing. But I think you're right. If it was a bit more the middle of the round or the earlier part of the round, I think then we would have been a very interesting thing to see.
Yeah.
Although I think Cardenas again had that as well, because he was near the end of rounds when Inoue got to him and it like saved him a little bit. But I mean, his fight, his heart, and they're going on about all these other weights and these names. The heart in Cardenas is credit.
No, like you say, when you're a massive underdog and you've got nothing to lose,
that's the performance you should put up there.
Yeah, go out and give it everything you've got because you've got nothing to lose.
Yeah,
and everything to gain.
Yeah,
and even if you do lose and you go out on your shield, that boy's.
Yeah, but you've earned respect. Yeah, he didn't lose. He's not like he's a loser.
He's made so many fans now. I mean, all the comments I've seen is for in a way.
Well, I've seen some for a rematch.
Good.
Although I don't think that's going to happen. But yeah, he's earned his payday, is what I'm going to say.
Yeah,
and he deserves it. And he deserves it. And hopefully he will get some nice fights. More high profile fights in his career, and he's capable of winning them.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, because he's sort of increasing. He had Brian Acosta last time. Well, no, he got knocked down last time in it and came back. And Rubio and Picasso in it. That's where he sort of Pedrosa. Then he's picked up opponents. Obviously, in a way, is a huge step up, but still, he got to the 8th round. In it, what did we have?
I think I had, we didn't give out Cardenas a chance.
You had 2nd round.
We really didn't.
So, well, you were out about the KO, just instead of about KD, he was knocked down, isn't it? And a good fighter. And Inoue, we got to give say as well, Inoue had to work to get him out of there.
Yeah.
Because he could lay the beat down, and it was like, yeah. But I liked, as he said, isn't it? They asked him, like, he goes, yeah, I like to brawl. He goes, and boxing isn't easy. It's supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be a fight. He's the only one of the superstars, I think, has earned his... we're going to speak about Espinoza as well. That fight was fantastic as well. Yeah, this is what a world title undisputed fight should be like. And I think Skull needs to get some lessons off Cardenas how to... That's how you're supposed to turn up.
Oh, no, not just all of them from the weekend.
There's more. Well, I'm going to do the next one, and the next one's even good, the fight. But interesting bit, and I think something you've been asking for a while, is that his next fight is September versus MJ.
Yeah.
So that's one to look forward to. I think it's going to be in Japan.
Wouldn't
but we'll see.
surprise me.
Well, I thought that one could be a Saudi one, and it could be a thingy one. So I don't think it's going to be in the US because I think he said he's going to be back in the US next year, probably, or towards the end of the year. But I think he's got his September fight and then probably December. So it's September now, we know is MJ. And I did see one of his interviews where it's like, as long as they keep winning, him and Nakatani, then I think it's him and Nakatani in 2026 as well.
Yeah, I can't see Inoue moving up.
I think, well, one of the points I wanted to bring up is that, like, because even against Cardenas, he looks small.
Yeah. For the first time, I'm glad you actually agree with me because I think he gets knocked out when he moves up. I think they're going to be too big for him.
Well, to be honest, I have said in one of them, I said the only way you beat Inoue, and I think that's what Cardenas' plan is, if you've got pop, if you're loading on your punches and swinging. And that's what their game plan was. They looked at, obviously, at Neri and seen that when he comes in sometimes, he puts his hands down because he hits with both hands, so your hands are down. That's the punch he's open to. And his own momentum's driving into punch because he was going forward.
Yeah,
so it's not even you got to hit that hard. But
No, I think he's too small to move up.
yeah, I think he has to do a bit to get to that size. I think he may be at the limit of his...
I think he knows it as well.
Well, it may be the reason he's hung around there that much.
Yeah, I think he knows it. I think this move, don't get me wrong, you know, I'm a fan of Inoue, but I'm also his biggest critic as well.
Well, no, I don't think you've seen some of the other comments, some of the other things that they say.
I think he realised pretty quickly when he moved up in weight, it's a totally different beast.
Well, no, I think he took Fulton out quite easy. I don't think that was that hard show because I don't think Fulton, it's not offense against Fulton. I don't think Fulton was made for him. Fulton came to box and he got outboxed by Inoue and he didn't really have the power to stop him. I think when he got to Tapalis gave him a proper fight and he realised I've got to hit these guys a lot more than the guys I've hit.
It's not, I think it's the punch.
And he got hurt by him.
It's the punches coming back that I think are like, make him go.
And then Neri, I think, was the shock where he realised, because obviously against Neri, it was like this, isn't it? Neri looked huge compared to him. And he caught him. And Neri, you know, I think he's starting to feel the punches.
You know, because I know Turk El Sheikh once has talked about Nick Ball. That's quieting down a little bit now. And I think Nick Ball would be rubbing his hands at that fight.
I think most of the featherweights would be, because they're all quite big. Well, they had that the guy in the crowd, didn't he? What's the new hot one? Shutterman or something, whatever his name is. Let me see if I can bring up his name.
Don't get. I mean, if he moves up in weight, there are people that he can beat. No question.
Carrington, isn't it?
Yeah,
is the one they reckon's the best. Bruce Carrington.
There are people he can beat up there. I wouldn't be.
But he looks huge, and Ball is thick and big. The ones he could beat is probably like
the thing
Angelo
with Ball
Leo
is
and
Ball loves a scrap.
Yeah, it'd be an epic fight.
Ball loves a scrap.
But there's a bit where he's standing next to well, we're going to speak about Espinoza, and he just looks tiny.
Yeah, but Espinoza's huge for his weight.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Espinoza looks big. Carrington we just sat there and he looks huge. You know, I think you're physically going to struggle because if they catch you, then I think that the way, and I think we said there's one of our earlier videos, and the way to beat Inoue is if you got pop. You ain't going to outbox him because none of them are that good at boxing that they're going to outbox him. You've got to outfight him and have a pop. Basically, the game plan that Cardenas did. Because once he puts his punches together, he's too fast, he's too good, he hits hard.
See, I don't think
punches.
He's as quick as some fighters.
Who?
I think there's a few fighters who are quicker than him.
They probably are, but I mean, it's the precision which he hits, his accuracy, it's like that accuracy, 53% in power punching or whatever it is in a round he's hit. He just goes through the gears and he's like a machine. And like Cardenas gave it, his is like his numbers are good, but like he's double basically his, and he said, didn't he? He goes, it's not the pop on one punch. He goes, it's just that he keeps hitting you. It's like the combinations and the things. He just because he kept hitting him with the 1-2, isn't it? Because the guard was high, so he tried the body shots, but he was getting a bit countered there, wasn't he? Then he adjusted and went for the jabbed to like knock his guard a bit, and then straight right bang through, which knocked him Cardenas back a few times, isn't it?
I mean, I think it's planned for Inoue now, like you said.
The thing is, he beats Fulton anyway. Again, so I'd rule that one out. I think the fights there, the tough fight for him would probably be Espinoza and Co. I don't think they're going to do because they're the same camp as well.
But like you said, I don't think he's going to move up though.
Yeah, I think he might stop. I think the last fight.
I think
122 against
MJ.
No, I think he'll do MJ. Then he'll do one more, and then I think they'll probably do like him and Nakatani at 122.
Yeah,
get Nakatani to come up to there.
I don't think he moves up this
Unless
year
he's gonna
or next year.
Put on a bit of weight, or there's something else we haven't seen. I think he's taking a bigger risk going up. Although he did say in an interview that he wants to do the 3-weight undisputed thing. So I suspect from here they'll get Espinoza to move up, and then they're in. But there's some big fights, isn't there, in it? Figueroa, but Fulton's got a better than Espinoza. His ball is just like a bull, huge.
I mean, ball in a way is just an epic
fight.
fight. It's just going to be stand in the middle of the ring and batter each other for however long it lasts.
Well, hopefully a few rounds, because it'd be worth watching that for about 7 or 8 rounds. It'd be cool. It'd be one.
I mean, them two will just go hell for leather at each other, I think.
Yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, MJ's his next fight. So yeah.
That's
cool.
no easy fight either.
Yeah, well, that's the one everybody wants to see, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think you've been shouting up for it for a bit. I think a lot of people have been shouting up for a bit. Unfortunately, it should have been the second fight of this weight, but he lost to Tapalis, which didn't help. But he's got back on track. In a way, he's there now, and yeah,
we shall see.
That's a hell of a contest as well.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for that one. Yep. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. What did you think of the fight? Did this save the weekend after those two
Of course it did.
fatal Fury disasters? And what do you think of him and MJ? What do you think of Cardenas' performance? Shout him out in the comments, because I think it was fantastic. That's how you're supposed to go at this. And much credit to Cardenas. Shout out to Cardenas anyway. And yeah, in a way, the monster, we love you. It's fantastic.
I don't.
He doesn't, but I do. So fantastic.
I respect him, but
I just like the way he gets knocked down, then just comes back and like takes it. And he didn't back off. He still took the risks to beat the guy down. Instead of slowing down and thinking, I'm won every round, I can beat, obviously the 10-8, but I could win every other round. I could do this boring till the end, like some other people do. He went at it and took the risks. He could get it caught. So we got to see our fight, a real fight, and shout out to both of them. Well done. And we look forward to the MJ contest, and we look forward to seeing Cardenas again. Right, on the undercard to this, there was Rafael Espinoza and Edward Vazquez. Espinoza defending his title. I think Espinoza is the tallest featherweight ever. 6'1", 185 for featherweight, 126 pounds is ridiculous. Yeah, there's a bit where he stood next to Inoue, and when they're doing the things, and it's like, I don't know if you've seen it. Did you see him singing?
Didn't see him singing. I'm not there to watch people sing.
He was in when they were doing the introductions to him, were the weigh-in or the introductions, or like the press conference. He actually sang on the thing, and I think he sang after his win, although I didn't see that. He's quite good. We have to give a shout out here to was Mr. Vazquez as well. Vazquez came and fought, as you should, in these things.
Vazquez got battered from pillar to post, mate.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't give up, but he got battered from pillar to post. That was...
Yeah, but he didn't go... Like, he didn't go
Espinoza
backwards that much. He still kept coming forward, even though he's getting battered from pillar to post.
Espinoza was relentless.
Yeah.
Uppercut, body shot.
No, but let me give you some punch stats on this. Espinoza by himself in 7 and a whatever round, nearly less than 8 rounds, because it's about 7.5 rounds, right, through 520 punches. This is more than I think any of the other fights, the main fights on this New York one, apart from like Tio's, but the other 2 fights and Canelo and Skull. So Haney, Garcia's fight and Canelo and Skull, he by himself threw more punches and landed more punches. This is how bad the other fights were. So, no, it was quite good because Espinoza's thrown 520 punches, 207 landed, 60 body punches for nearly 40% ratio. He's got 46 jabs, 1 to the body out of 166, and 161 power punches, 59 to the body out of 354 for nearly 46%. But Vazquez as well threw 325 punches and landed 123, 37 to the body, so nearly 38% himself. 26 jabs, 9 to the body out of 87, so nearly 30%.
Yeah, but he couldn't reach his head, could he?
Well, he tried, didn't he? He had 97 power punches landed, 28 to the body. So yeah, mainly with the body, but out of 238. But that's even 41%. So he gave it a good go. Just Espinoza was just
relentless.
Yeah.
Just walked
I
through
gave him every round and just
literally walked through.
But like he walked through his punches as well, isn't it? So he's like, you're thinking, yeah, that'd be a tricky fight, but. Yeah, I've got to give credit to both of them. That was fantastic.
It was a good stoppage by the referee, that.
Yeah. I would have stopped it a little bit before, but I think that's what his corner said as well.
It literally got to the point where every time...
It was where bravery was becoming stupidity.
Espinoza touched him, you could just see him staggering backwards, and I was like, this is getting uncomfortable now.
Yeah.
Yeah, just relentless body shots, uppercuts, like I say. Just
but it's like 86 punches thrown, 84, 71, 78, 80, 62, 59. That's been... But even like Vazquez is 45, 48, 53, 59, 46, 50, 24. Near the end, he was landing less, but still, he gave it a go. That's how you're supposed to do it. And made it a contest. And yeah, Vazquez was really, really good.
Yeah, Espinoza was really good.
Espinoza was really good. Yeah.
I think it just showed the golfing class.
Yeah. I think it was just a step up Vazquez, isn't it? It's Espinoza's, I think, amongst the best in that class.
Yeah, Espinoza's going to be a tough one to beat.
I was watching it and thinking, because Vazquez is sort of similar sized to, oh man, Mr. Ball, isn't he? Let me see what size. Let me get Nick Ball up as well.
I think Nick Ball's most probably smaller,
Yeah, I think that's what I was just going to check, because he's taller than him. I was thinking, how the hell? Yeah. Nick Ball's only 5'2", 157 in it. Vazquez is 5'7", 170, and he looked small next to him. Nick Ball and Espinoza fight. You'd be doing him like a little step up stool to reach up. I don't think it's even at the hand.
I don't think that bothered. I mean, Nick Ball, he is tiny for his weight, height-wise.
But I think Vazquez showed him the way in, because Vazquez did keep just going in, and then he threw up those overhand, sneaky shots up.
Nick Ball ain't going to be troubled by his size.
Well, I think Nick Ball's better than Vazquez, isn't it? So, but no, it'd just be an interesting contest.
Espinoza is...
Espinoza's basically like nearly a foot taller than him. He's 11 inches taller, which is like you're a punch man.
Dangerous man for the division, Espinoza.
Yeah. I'll bring up just who's in the division, isn't it? So, well, Angelo Leo's the ranked number 1. I'm not sure that is correct.
Well, he's fighting, isn't he, against...
He's fighting against Kameda, which we're going to do a video on, so keep an eye out for that. Coming up soon. I think that fight's been delayed a few times, but he's coming up soon.
Yeah, because he got beat by Fulton, didn't he?
At 122. Basically completely outboxed.
He's got a lot of power, Angelo Lee.
Yeah.
Leo, sorry.
Angelo Leo, yeah.
Scary power.
Yeah.
Yeah, good division. Really good division.
And And, well, yeah, it's warmed up, isn't it? So there's a few good fights. And so, yeah, that'd be a good fight as well, I think. He's a bit more closer in size. But, yeah, Espinoza is... So he's ranked number 1. Espinoza is number 2. Ball is number 3. Fulton is number 4. And then there's the Carrington is the one that they're saying is the up-and-coming one, who looks quite big as well at that weight. Using the crowd for Inoue and things. So, yeah, we shall see. I think I'd like to see them unify before instead of all trying to call out Inoue. Because like we said, Inoue might not come there. And I think there's some very interesting matchups between them, isn't there? Fulton and Ball. All right, obviously we're fans of Ball, so let's base on that. Fulton and Ball. Let me just see. That's the 4 belt holders, isn't it? Espinoza, Leo, Fulton and Ball, yeah. So Fulton and Ball, what do you think, matchup-wise? Do you think Fulton frustrates him?
No, I think Ball steamrolls him, to be honest.
Do you think he's going to wilt under the pressure, Fulton?
Yeah. Ball just steamrolls him.
I think so,
absolutely steamrolls him. Might be completely wrong, but don't get Fulton is a skillful boxer. He is, but I don't think he's got the power to keep Nick Ball off, and Nick Ball would just be like...
Well, it's either going to be boring and Fulton just boxes from a distance, but I think Nick Ball's too sneaky. He's got too much... He's used to fighting people who are... He's got to get in range because obviously his stature, and I think he's used to doing it, and I think his chin and stuff is too good.
Yeah, but we've seen Nick Ball, he'll take 4 or 5 rounds.
Well, I think that's what'll happen.
Getting him beaten before he'll work him out and get them in, because he will constantly be... He won't take a backward step.
But it's the relentless pressure, I think, would make it troublesome for Fulton, and I think he does wilt. I mean, yeah, I think it'll be quite close. If it gets to points, I think it'll be quite close. But I think, like you said, I think it's going to start with Fulton, but then he's going to wilt under the pressure, and I think definitely. Nick Ball takes over. I think Nick Ball can get him out of there as well, if he can catch up enough.
Yeah.
The game plan. All right, and that one, Nick Ball and Angelo Leo. And that's a tough contest, and there's not that much disparity in size between them. I think Leo's still a bit taller, 3-4 inches, but what is he, 5'6"?
I think that's a great fight.
Yeah. We haven't got his reach yet.
It's whether
I think that's a good
Leo can get Nick, not respect. I think Nick's respect does respect other people, but make Nick Ball think twice about coming in.
Well, I think the difference between him and Fulton is, I think Fulton's a better boxer than Leo, but he's shown before, in pure boxing. But I think Leo has got the power to keep him a little bit. Like, you got to be cautious. I think the thing with Fulton, Ball will probably just be able to steamroll him. As good as Fulton is moving, I think he will get caught. I think Leo is more tricky because he's got a bit of pop. But Nick Ball's got a good chin. So... all right, so what were you thinking? So you think Balls or Leo? That's a close one. That's 50-50. Right, so we'll do 50-50. All right, so Ball against Espinoza. That one I think is the hardest because I think Espinoza would be... He's just miles away. And Espinoza does have a tendency just to walk through punches, although I think Ball probably hits harder than a few of the people he's fought against. I think that might be the trickiest contest for Ball. Maybe even for Espinoza. I think that's quite a tricky...
Yeah, again, I wouldn't like to...
Leo versus Espinoza?
I think Espinoza on that one, just because I think he's a better boxer.
Yeah, I think he's got the pop and the boxing. I think out of all of them, he's the most. But I think it's a close fight.
What Nick Ball has got is the engine and pressure to do it for full 12 rounds.
Relentless, yeah.
But one we're missing out is Ray Ford, because I'd throw him in these as well.
Yeah, well, I think, like I said, the guy's Bruce Carrington, isn't it? The new one.
Yeah.
And I think that's because he's like number 1 contender on WBC, number 2 on WBA. There's also Mirko Coelho, who's WBA number 1 contender. It's just
a packed division, and
well, Mary's come up there as well.
Yeah,
Bruce Carrington's number 1 on WBO as well, and he's number 4 on the IBF. And then there's a few others as well.
Yeah, it's just a
but I
great
think Coelho
division.
and Carrington are the 2 behind that lot. Figueroa was there, but I think Fulton's taken. But Figueroa's dangerous against others. I think Fulton just managed to outbox him. But
Figueroa was disappointing, to be fair.
in that fight, yeah. But I think Fulton has his number because he did the same in the first fight they had. Fulton can box it if he keeps him off, but I don't think Fulton's got the pop to. And where, if you like an Espinoza, you look at it and go, yeah, I can walk through that. And I think Espinoza's got both the boxing
Like
skill
you say,
and the pop.
it's one of them where
I'd love to see him and
you'd have a
Fulton.
Super 6 in that division.
You could, easy.
And it'd be really, really
epic.
good. It would be epic. An absolute epic.
Like, Your Excellency, if you're listening, forget about these Haneys and
Yeah,
these Garcias and stuff.
go and have a
Stop
Super-
wasting your money.
Go and
You
have a
can
Super
save some money.
6.
And,
In that division.
But, yeah. We need to have the Muhammad Ali ring trophy and have the Super 6 in there would be
Yeah, I'm
fantastic.
sure in a way he'd love another Super 6.
Yeah.
Throw him in that mix. You'd have a Super 8, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's that stacked, that division.
Yeah.
Some really... And you know what? Some would beat others and others would beat...
Well, the thing, it'd be a bit of the pot luck of the draw because it's a styles there.
Yeah,
You've got
there's
like
so many different styles.
Leo's different from
Yeah,
Espinoza
that's what I mean,
in
is
stature and style. Ball is
style of-
obviously
One style
Espinoza and
beating
Ball are the
another.
opposite spectrum.
Um,
Fulton's the boxer.
Yeah, it's just...
And your Carrington Coelho bring difference as well.
Yeah.
Figueroa would probably get there. And if you bring Inoue into that, that'd be one
just
epic.
Just absolutely, yeah, it's a really good division.
Some really interesting. Well, they need to start, matching them up because there's some really interesting, just physical attributes, and then the boxing styles as well and skills. But yeah, shout out to Espinoza, fantastic performance. Shout out to Mr. Vazquez. You took a beating, but my God, did you give back as well and make it? And you kept going and going and kept going forward. Yeah. Horrible at the end, I think, a little bit. And I probably would have stopped it a bit before.
It seemed to me, I think he was kind of glad that the referee stepped in the end.
Yeah. Well, I think all of them, the corner and the thing, have said to him as well, isn't it? Like the referee did say to him, look, if you don't do anything, we need to, you got to show something now. But I mean, he was popping back, but yeah, it's a hell of a performance. These 2 fights saved the
weekend.
Event. I think there was Vargas, Emiliano Vargas, or the other one, the younger, smaller, the 15-0 guy. He's won as well. He had a good performance.
Very, 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 very quickly. Did you see that Oscar De La Hoya's video going on about he feels really sorry for Turkey Al-Sheikh. Devin Haney, not throwing any punches, absolutely disgraceful, didn't turn up, he's finished. I'm going, weren't you promoting Ryan Garcia, you plant? Because he done really well, didn't he? And when
he was the more disappointing
all
one.
3 of your fighters that you were promoting lost, so
you feel really sorry for something.
yeah, just before you start saying, Devin Haney was
I seen the little advert for it, but I was going to ask you, wait a minute, does he promote some of them?
Devin Haney was crap, but so was Ryan Garcia, so, but yeah, that them fights did save an awful weekend of boxing, to say the least.
Yeah. Well, they've, I'd say make up, but it hasn't. But I think, they've earned their stripes. And I think I've got to say, I think people ignore the lower divisions. You should watch some of these. There are some fantastic performances because people turn up and perform. They don't just give in. And
It's not just that. It's pure excitement in them lower divisions because they all go hell for leather.
Yeah. And there's quite a lot of people are disparaging to it. Well, there was more knockouts in the lower divisions than there were in all the other fights combined up to heavyweight to whatever.
There was more action in the first round of Inoue and Cardenas than there was in every single fight in Times Square and Saudi.
Yeah. Well, there's definitely more action in Espinoza and Vazquez in the first round. You got 100 and nearly 40 punches thrown, 43 landing. So
and this is what happens when you have a crowd
in one round
as well.
Yeah.
No, and I'll apologise to Cardenas because, like I say, I completely writ you off. And Cardenas fans, he's
If you're going to go out, that's how you
he's
go
got a
out
new
on
fan.
your shield.
He's got a new fan here.
Yeah.
And I'll watch him again in another fight. Absolutely no danger. And I think, if Inoue does move up and the belts become fragmented, you wouldn't bet against Cardenas with that left hook, would you?
Yeah. Cardenas can get.
So yeah, let's see.
Good performance. Yeah, so let us know what you think of those. Let us know what you think of the featherweight division, Espinoza's performance, Vazquez's performance, Vazquez's performance. Vargas was on the undercard, one of the other fights. Well, this undercard was all better fights than all the other 2 8 fights between them. So, yeah. Let us know your thoughts, what Inoue does next, what Espinoza should do next. What do you think of that featherweight? As we've said, there's quite a lot. It's a really hot division. And what matchups would you like to see? And we can have a look at them. We can discuss them, isn't it? Potential matchups if you give us some interesting ones. And the thoughts on the performances. And did that rescue the weekend, the long weekend?
It saved it.
Saved it. And watch the lower divisions. They're better than the big divisions. There's some superstars there. Well, you've got a few now, haven't you? You've got Bam Bam, Nakatani, Inoue, and I think Espinoza there. And then obviously the rest that we've mentioned, the featherweights are really hot divisions. So, yep. Thank you very much for watching. Keep an eye out for our next videos, and we shall see you in the next one.